My name's Taylor Self and I'm doing drugs. My knee's been with me for a long time because I fucked it up. And Biomax peptides are going to make it better.
Taylor found a homeless man on Craigslist to help him learn how to do this. And they made this video to show you how. It worked out pretty well. The guy brought his own, only partially used needle.
Nice. That's crazy. I didn't feel the needle at all. I felt the injection just a little bit.
Jeez.
Nice.
Your skin is so f***ing thick.
Well, there's a lot of scar tissue there on that side, especially, I'm sure. That really didn't hurt. That was crazy. So we do that every night? Mm-hmm. Okay,
for
cool.
Like 3-4 weeks.
If you thought it was hard to kill Taylor before this, well, then it looks like you don't have a chance in hell now. You'd better ask to see the manager, uncle. Biomax peptides, because Sevi and Hiller said so.
BiomaxPeptides.com. Use games for 10% off everything,
caps,
and you get free water.
Shipping
And free water. I think you get free shipping. And you get. I didn't realize it came in a powder, and then you have to mix it with liquid to make.
It's called reconstitution.
Why don't you
Alright.
school them up there, JR?
It's called putting the onus of responsibility back on the customer.
Reconsecration.
It's like
I'm gonna
IKEA.
reconsecrate you.
It's like IKEA for peptides. You make it yourself. You follow the instructions and make it yourself. Anyway,
We've lost
Biomax
Garrett.
peptides.
Now the
There's
show's
Dylan.
going to go off
Hi, Dylan.
the rails.
yeah, Garrett's not here. I'm not a lesbian from New York, but I'm here to lead the show the best way that I know how. We had some interesting happenings with the pegboards.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So in the warm-up area, the girls went first, and we were watching, and we were wondering, wow, that's an unusual take from Tia to go strict on pretty much all of her pegboards.
And all singles went in 2018
She
with a
proved-
workout that started with 4 pegboard after 11 other events. I think she went unbroken.
Yeah, she proved herself to be like
Touch and
the
go.
best in the world at pegboards, and presumably hasn't lost that capacity to the level of, oh, I literally cannot do these anymore.
Some might say, if anything, she's gotten better at them
yeah,
in the last 7
You
years.
would assume so.
We thought it was a bit. We thought that somebody bet her that she couldn't win the event doing strict pegboards.
Well,
And
she came back down to the warm up area afterwards and said to Ricky and Jay, who are both proven, she goes, "Fuck guys, I don't even know what to tell you." And she was properly pissed off. I don't think she was pissed off at like CrossFit Dave, the pegboard, not just like herself and the situation she was in. But yeah, there was talk of, hey, we should spit on our shoes. We should put chalk on our shoes. Dumb move. We should wipe our shoes. Then I spoke to Dallin in the kind of when they were waiting to come out with their flags, and Dallin said, hey, the first 2 heats went out with their towels, and I was in the last heat, and we were stopped until we can't bring our towels out. And he said, I was in the front of the line, so I just said, oh shit, okay, threw my towel to the side. He said other guys had smaller towels that they put like in the back of their shorts, so they came out with towels. So there was some people had it's. Am I right in saying from your perspective that lane 2 was like the golden lane?
Well, it seems extremely coincidental that lane 2 was when the team competition pegboard workout, which was just an AMRAP of pegboard, winner.
Mayhem.
Heat 1, winner of women. Heat 2, winner of women. Heat 3, winner of women.
Okay.
Seems a little bit
and
coincidental.
I do think, and
not that Fee and Lydia are not amazing
Capable,
at pegboard, but it's just
They're not more amazing than Tia.
It didn't seem like they had to fight any other elements.
Is it the board, or was there just sweaty people on the, like, was it just massive coincidence that lane 2 had like dry people and everyone else was just like sweating like rhinos? Like, what was happening?
well, JR not predicted, but thought, like, where does the air conditioning hit from overhead or something? Like, it doesn't really matter what happened. It's just lane 2 seemed much better, especially for the women. I think it affected the women way more than it affected the men.
Yeah,
because the men are just going to blitz through the pegboards a lot faster. But lane 2 just appeared to be stickier, and lane 10 appeared to be the worst one. If you got hit with lane 10, 5 was not good either, but lane 10 was the worst.
Yeah, it just you hear a lot of athletes say, hey, if you wear the right shoes, you just stick to the pegboard, and if you don't, it could be really, really slick. But there didn't seem to be a ton of correlation. I think you mentioned something about the people who were wearing Adidas didn't seem to have any issues at all, right?
Yeah, well, initially my thought was, oh shit, it's Tia, because the first time I really noticed it was Tia, because that's when I kind of walked over and started looking at the TV. But she was wearing tier. And then down in the warm up area, Jason, Dallin, Ricky were all jumping up on the kind of, there was handstand push up perspex boards down
Right.
there, and they were like dangling and pushing their feet against it, saying, "Well, it feels fine up here," but they were all scratched to shit, so they would have had extra grip. So the upstairs or in the warm up area, everyone was panicking about what brand of shoe they were wearing. And then when more people started coming up, when that last heat of women started coming up and saying, no, it literally seems to be just everyone. Because Amy Kringle wears Rad, but then Justin wears Rad, and Justin was fine. And Amy Kringle
Justin
was
was in lane
far
two.
Yeah,
from
Justin
fine.
was in lane 2.
Yeah.
But even people like Amy Kringle, Danielle Brandon, I mean, people who we wouldn't, Haley, who we would just be like, oh yeah, they're probably one of the best at pegboard.
Yeah.
Like they seem to struggle a lot. And what was clear to me is that it wasn't a barbell issue. There didn't seem to be any women failing. I didn't see one person fail on the women's side when it came to a clean. We saw what Jeff failed the last rep
Jeff
of the
failed
workout.
the last clean. Yeah, Chris Ibarra failed a clean.
Okay.
Jeff is notoriously bad at Olympic lifts, though. So
That is
Right.
that is true. But like, if you, Caleb, can you pull up the leaderboard for the women, please? Can you share this that screen, or can we share this screen right
I have
here?
it done by this last event.
Do you know how to share the screen?
Oh, can I do that?
Yeah, you
Where's
can.
my mouse?
But
I'm not used to using two
Caleb
screens.
can probably do it.
Caleb's
quicker.
doing it. It's fine.
Okay. So like, look, go ahead and sort by climbing couplet, and just look at the people that are in the top 10. Like Lydia Fish and Fisa Gaffi, they're going to be great. They're going to be great. Like I'm not taking away
Small,
from them.
light, strong.
Sure. But Saria Mija, Olivia Kerstetter, Maria Quintero,
It's even more telling when you scroll down.
Christina Livididicus, Emily DeRoy, Sydney Mikulishin. All of these women beat people like Tia
And
or
when you
Ariel.
when you watched that first heat, was it the first heat where that Christina was in, and you were like, "Wow, she's really struggling." And then you see the final leaderboard, and you're like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah,
and I
and
mean-
more comparatively, more women in the first heat had success versus the women in heats 2 and 3.
It's like there was a combination of things. It wasn't just like the board you got. Heat 3 struggled so much more than Heat 1 when it's all of the better girl. Like that shouldn't happen. It's not like Heat 1 is just magically good at pegboarding and the other in Heat 3 is not. Danielle Brandon is good at pegboards.
So do you think they just got wetter and wetter as it went on, or
Yeah.
chalkier and chalkier,
Seems
basically?
like it.
That's what it appeared to be. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, what happened was we assumed shoes, discounted shoes because there was no real correlate. There was like coincidence, but no real correlate. And then we've landed on lane 2 was the golden goose. I don't know, and all the rest of them were shitty.
Or it was just
It's not,
really coincidental.
We don't
that,
believe in those.
that everything. Yeah.
and,
so-
and I wouldn't even say like lane.
I put more. Sorry to interrupt you, John. I put more stock in the fact that Tia was slipping so much. She felt like her best chance of completing a rep was legless up and down.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And that's kind of all you need to know.
like just watch Tia do the workout and then watch Lydia do the workout. They're doing 2 different workouts.
Yeah.
You know, like and Lydia Fish might have beat Tia straight up in a barn somewhere, right? But watch them do the workout. They're doing different workouts. Dallin, who I know is extremely good at pegboards, he thought he could win this event.
Mhm.
He was like, "This is the event I think that I can win. I can beat everybody."
And what was
And-
really interesting was watching him on the way down. It was like he was doing everything he could not to just fall to the foam because his feet would slip so much on the way down.
And like you saw how good Jason did. Typically, when Jason does really good in a workout, who's also right next to him
Yeah.
doing really good in a workout, and Dallin thought he could go for the win in that workout, as Jason probably thought. I almost bet you if you just switch the 2 and put Jason in lane 10 and Dallin in lane 5,
It's the reverse.
the same thing happens, but different people.
I think they were both wearing those bright yellow neon
They had the same
shoes,
shoes
right?
on. They had the
Yeah.
same shoes on, correct? And
Probably the first or
that
second time they've
shouldn't
ever worn them.
And like I don't want to take away, like Jason killed it. Like Jason might have won, Dallin been right there with them. That's not. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that Jason wouldn't have won, but Dallin would have been there too. Tia is not the 16th best woman at pegboards.
What do you do? Like, could anyone have done anything differently? Like, would wearing like a forearm?
There
Wrap or
really
something?
isn't. There really isn't anything you could do.
No.
I don't
Honestly.
think so. I mean, you just
Is it just dependent on the heat before you basically? If there was a sweaty person in the lane that you were taking, it's just like shit, tough luck.
yeah, maybe. And I mean, I think some people that struggled because they're not great at upper body pulling. Like there's some of those too. It's not just that if you got a certain lane, your performance was a lot better or a lot
I want to
worse.
pull this comment. So Scott Perkins comments, So because JY's predictions were crappy, it's the
It says
pegboard's
suck ass.
fault.
It says suck ass.
Laughable. Scott, go ask Dallin.
Or
Go
any,
ask Tia.
any of the
Go
athletes.
ask their coaches. Go ask any of the athletes. Don't even take it by me. Ask JR. JR's a respected man in the community. Ask anybody who was here
John's not.
that's worth anything. If your pegboard had a difference in how you did on the event, and if they're coming back with the exact same thing, your comment is, am I allowed to say the word I want to say?
Trash.
Oh.
That's the word you
Special,
want to say.
special word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your comment's retarded, Scott. It's really, really bad.
No, you're not allowed to say that.
Okay, your comment is not a good comment.
I mean, you've already said it, so
It's
double
dumb.
down.
Your comment is just dumb.
The thing is as well, though, like, you know, people are saying, oh, the coaches should have known. I mean, every possible precaution that they could have taken downstairs or whatever the warm-up area is from here was being taken, as in Adam Klink from Rad brought over a new pair of Rads for Justin specifically for that event, just in case to be grippier than the ones he had. Other coaches were saying, when you go out there, you need to wet the bottom of your shoes. You need to spit on your shoes. There's too much chalk on the boards. Other coaches were saying, just wipe it down as much as you can. I mean, you don't know until you go out there and try the first thing and be like, shit, that didn't work.
Right.
Or you're in lane 2 and you're like, wow, my coach is a genius. Everything worked perfectly.
It's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault. Like, it's not the event organizer's fault. It's not Dave's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just it clearly had a difference in who did well in the event.
Is this the same as the grass, as the sled push?
What's
I mean, that was talked about for about 4 years.
what's a little bit more odd to me though is that they've been doing pegboard since 2015. We've never even thought that this would be an issue, where we've really seen a lot of really, really good people from maybe the year before to the year before that. If they've skipped a year, just all of a sudden do terribly. And we've seen people that have never been great at pegboard do great. Like we haven't seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's any issue with the equipment at all. I think probably kind of like when you do a rope climb workout that has 15 rope climbs in it. If you're doing it outside or it's really hot outside, sorry, heat 3 is probably going to have the wetter ropes.
Should
Heat 1 probably has dry ropes.
Should they have like squeegeed the boards or something in between? Or like,
I don't know, something I did notice, I don't know if you guys did or not. I remember in the earlier heats, especially heat 1, if a peg was left on the board, they would go retrieve it with 2 new pegs.
Yeah.
That they would get it and pull it out and keep going. But then I at least noticed in heat 2 and 3, there was someone coming around with a tool to get the peg out.
them out.
For
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
in heat 3, Abby Doman got screwed.
She had to do that a lot of times.
because
Yeah.
she failed her pegboard all the way at the top. So she has 2 pegs at the top. Every single time she would get to the top, and then she would ditch a pegboard and then go to another pegboard, and it was really hard for her to do that. Like, she was having trouble doing that, and she failed 4 straight pegboards all the way at the top. And it was because she she just waits a little bit longer. She can do one of these pegboards. But the fact that she had to do that and other athletes didn't have to do that, that's something that probably could be.
Do you think that's part of the game for them to have to go up and retrieve their
Yeah,
own
no,
pegs?
I want
Or
them
do you-
all to do it. They should not take the pegs out of any of the lanes. I want them all to have to retrieve it. But it definitely affected her doing that, and she failed 4 straight times.
Taylor talked last night about like mental resilience and capacity being a strong part of it. Is this like, do you think they can't redeem themselves now until tomorrow? They can't like undo this or attempt to rectify it until tomorrow? Like Tia was up there saying to Ricky and Jay, go out there and get some fucking redemption for me. I mean, it's a ludicrous thought because how can they? But her sentiment is there, and then she's going home and just like has to sit with real frustration that she probably hasn't felt in years, and then has to wait until tomorrow morning, and so do all the rest of them, to actually like fix it. Is that part of the test, do you think? Is that like something that the athletes have to deal with now overnight?
Yeah, for sure. I think just moving on to the next event, like, that sucked. I feel like I got
But that's
hosed.
easy to do when it's
and
in
then-
an hour.
Right.
But when you got
I think
13 hours,
It's a part of it.
I think ending a day on a performance that you didn't want to have is probably really difficult.
Yeah.
Now, it's even more difficult if you know that today was a day that on paper really set up well for you, and you were looking forward to this workout as maybe being your best finish. Maybe tomorrow morning you're not someone that is really good at handstand walking and thick bar deadlift,
who you're describing.
or you're a good back squat, or you're not a good back squatter, and you know that workout's coming. Like, it's going to be really tough to shake this one off and then know that the next 2 are already not really lined up well for you.
You're describing Lucy McGonigal, who was anticipated to maybe be a top 5, top 6 finish in this was sitting in 10th, and she's dropped 10 places. Now she's in 20th, and she has to go, and she's like,
do 2 tomorrow that are
Yeah.
starting out or not great.
She's
And
like-
maybe she likes these 2 that were just come out.
she
We'll
was
talk
like,
about
I
those
need
later.
this is undoing the damage for tomorrow morning. And then she's like, okay, that didn't go the way I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
And oppositely, Olivia Kerstetter, I mean, we watched her and we were like, oh, she's struggling a little bit with the pegboards. Not a lot of it, but a little bit with the pegboards. Like, she'll be middle of the pack in this because Fee's running away with it in the same heat. And then she ended up 4th place in the event because everybody in the last heat sucked. Everybody, right? So she's probably on cloud 9.
glorifying the athletes.
And there's someone like Olivia, like you said, tomorrow morning, you get to go against the top 15, which is really cool. So tomorrow morning, I think they're flipping the field. David said this, unless they changed it. They're going to go 15 lanes for this first workout.
Okay.
So now there's only 2 heats. So if you're one of those people in 21st through 30th, you're kind of happy because you get a bigger group of people to go against, and like, hey, if I can get a top 2, it's probably going to be a top 10 in the workout in this first heat.
Okay, look, is the male leaderboard updated?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Kayla's going to pull it up for us there.
And
And then we'll talk about the 2 announced workouts.
Yeah, biggest hit in the male leaderboard is Austin Hatfield.
Yeah, that was hard.
He
to
went
watch.
from 3rd or 4th to, I think he's outside of the top 10.
Now, you know what a lot of people are going to ask you, John. So let me just go ahead and ask you before you get triggered in the comments.
Go ahead.
Last time there was a really, really dense pulling or grip workout was at Syndicate Crown on the cut rope climb. He admittedly hadn't done that movement before he even got there. So he's trying to figure it out on the fly. We can assume he's done a lot of pegboarding training. Is this just something we're seeing?
No, you're not. Yeah, you are, but you're not in the studio.
I was trying to look at this.
You big-headed.
Sorry. John messed up the laptop.
Yeah, that was my fault. That was my
Sorry,
fault.
everyone. He was getting frazzled by the question I
Yeah,
asked.
I was trying to look at the men. I want to go down to Austin. You go down to Austin, Caleb.
Yes.
That way
I'll
we can
get
see
there.
where he's at.
Wow, I'm really having to scroll down a lot here.
There we go. Right there. Yeah. So 4th, 9th, and then 28th. I mean, and I didn't know he was 28th bad. 28th extremely bad.
So the reason.
No, it's the execution. I
Okay.
mean, and we knew this was a possibility. We talked about it with Taylor last night. Austin is more. I mean, I feel like we talk about it every competition with him. He is capable of winning the CrossFit Games, but can he execute through a 12 event competition? He can't for 6 or 7. We saw him do it twice, right? 15 event or 12 events, 10 events. It's a different competition. I don't think he has a pulling issue. I think he just has an execution issue. The second the shorty ropes became a problem, you need to sit there, shake it out, and wait a minute. Admit Taylor's won. Don't even try to fight him. And then do your best from there, because he tried to keep up with Taylor and he blew up doing it, and then he couldn't do it anymore.
So you think that maybe, we talked about this last night. I mean, I said from the beginning, I think Bryson did too. The guys who are winning this workout are going touch and go on the pegboard. They're going touch and go for 4. They're going touch and go for 3. They're going touch and go for 2. And that's what Jason did. Do you think it was just hey, I have to stay with the lead pack no matter what, and he just went too early?
Yeah, I mean, I think he tried. I mean, maybe the first 2 pegboards he tried to go unbroken, and then he started sliding, and then he fought that for a minute, then just fought it for a little longer than he should have. But when you have, I mean, I know there was nothing Dallin could do, right? And Dallin, it was damage control. He said after the second pegboard, I was legless the entire time, and it felt like. And so if Austin's dealing with the same thing, I don't think he's as good at pegboards as Dallin is. And it's just, it hits him like that, where it hits Dallin as an 11th, right? So,
Gotcha.
All right, who's surprised you today then? Who's higher than you thought they'd be? Who's impressing?
I mean, for the men,
we'll start with the men.
I mean, for the women, you can't say anyone but Lydia to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how cool is that? She gets in last chance qualifier.
Rookie
She's in
year.
second going into day 2. She's going to do well at that workout. I still think I don't think that the same overhead squat capacity with the axle bar will translate to the axle deadlift. I think she's that good at handstand walking and running that even if she has to break up the deadlift into small chunks, she's still going to do well on that workout. Now, the back squat is when we get to the challenging part of the weekend for her. But to me, Lydia is like the best positive surprise so far. I also think Von Rohr is too, though. Like she's performed really, really well so far.
She took a hit in that last workout,
but she's still in the top 10, right?
I agree completely.
And she hasn't had a single cramp.
She's an 8th right now.
She's an 8th. Okay.
John, who's yours? Who's your standout? Can you look at anyone other than Lydia? Or?
Yeah. Lydia Fish should take the cake, but I will say,
you're going to men.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Harry Lightfoot.
He is crushing it.
Harry Lightfoot, and he's so underrated. He does not flashy. He's very fit.
He executes really well too.
Yeah, he's very sneaky fit.
If you in the it was the same at Wodapalooza. It's the same here at the games last year. Him and his coach have a really, really good relationship, and the two of them are hyper aware of everything that's going on around them and what the other athletes are doing and what the other heats are doing. And just the little nuanced stuff that they pick up on is really impressive to watch. Like they're very, very just on, like eyes on stalks on everything that's happening.
Who coaches him?
Mike Allen.
Does he coach any other athletes or just Harry?
He's AOD, the team AOD.
Mm-hmm.
He coaches them too.
Okay.
They're in like third or fourth.
Gotcha.
He's got to deepen his octave when he does it.
I mean, I still think Roman's been really impressive. Most surprising, I mean, if anyone would have given me these events and said Jeff's going to be in 7th, I would have told you were crazy. So I think just him in 7th is really surprising to me.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
As far as winning the CrossFit Games, like Jeff's not where we thought he'd be. Austin's not where we thought he'd be, where we thought he would be. Like it's wide open.
There's enough though, right? I mean, if they want to be up there, there's enough.
They can still win for sure.
Justin's been really impressive.
Is there anybody that you thought could win that now you're looking at it saying they've done too much damage, they can't come back? Like, is there anyone too far down? Where's the cutoff?
I mean, Colton is probably the one that he had the potential to be top 5, and now I think top 10 would be. I think top 10 would be great. Top 5 is probably a little bit far shot. No, Dallin can still do it. Dallin's in 9th place.
And it depends too if we still only get 10 scores or if we get an 11th or a 12th. I mean, that's going to be huge for anybody that's kind of in a hole right now.
What's the cutoff for announcing that, do you think?
For what?
An extra event.
After event 9.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the 10th event. Yeah, when they announce the 10th event, they're going to be like,
right. Whenever the 10th event
or 3
comes
events.
Out.
You know, it could be a whole bunch of stuff. I want 1st through 7th, top 7 guys are within 24 points of each other. So literally 7th place could be 1st place. And by the end of the next event, I think Jeff Adler's going to do really well in. I think he has a potential to win it, but I think he's going to do really well in it. He could be 1st after the next event, and then we're all like, "Oh, this is what we thought it would be." Right?
We know though that there are guys like Colton, there are guys like Nick Matthew that are just like, "Hey, I'm taking a top 5 on the back squat," and we don't know how many of those guys that are higher right now are going to take a hit on that. Whenever there's a 1 rep max, especially when it's rested. I mean, you can only do what you can do, whether you PR or not. It's all compared to the field. When you have a back-to-back, like we end the day with tomorrow, so 400 points tomorrow up for grabs, both of those workouts are similar. They are similar enough in like upper body pulling and pressing capacity that if you have a deficiency there, you could get exposed twice. Because to me, the biker before the bar muscle up is not an area that most people can even try to push in.
And hey, listen, any of these athletes at any time can go to biomaxpeptides.com and they can use games for a 10% discount, free shipping, and free whatever you call it, water that I can't remember the name.
And if any of the athletes are really not happy with the performance here and they want to compete again in October, right above me right here, none of these athletes would have to do the online qualifier. But if you want to compete against the one and only Bryson Del Monte, the one and only John Young in the online qualifier, you can go ahead and sign up now for that.
programmed by J.R. Howell, obviously, supported by Mayhem Athlete. Let's not get our panties in a twist thinking that.
Yeah, Crash Camp. Crash Camp is the theme of Crucible 2025, and I don't know, it may or may not have something to do with the programming for the games prep of Brooke and Jason last summer.
It may or may not have something to do with this very specific thing that I'm talking about. Speaking of new events and
Is there a YouTube
programming.
clip out there about your camp?
Hey, business.
Go ahead.
Event 6 and Event 7 have been announced just now on the floor. Dave brought out the equipment, also known as Royce Dunn, and he set him up on a ski erg. He got him to do 35 calories on the ski erg. He got him to head to the bar and do 28 chest to bar, and then stopped him after 3 or 4. Royce walloped himself off the bar like 3 or 4 times. He really went for it, and then Dave said, "No, whoa, I made a mistake. We need a vest." So Nate and Rafa came out. Same job with what's the weight on the vest?
22 pounds.
22 pounds.
2 pounds heavier than a normal weight vest.
And these are new Rogue vests, right? Specifically for this year's games. Is that
I
right?
think so, yeah.
So Beer and Katie were busy making those. And they have to do it's up on the board there. So these are back to back. Is there a time cap for the first
7 minutes?
But is there a time cap before the 7?
I understood it. He said 7 minutes later they will do. Does that mean
On
after
the
the?
7
Does that
minute.
mean
On
on
the
the 7
7
minute?
At
Yeah.
7 minutes, they
Okay.
start the second
So
workout.
okay, you go through, you do 35 calories on the skier, 28 chest bar pull-ups, 24 burpee box jump overs, you're wearing the vest. Then you go to the finish line, you get your score. The clock continues to 7 minutes. You head back down to the start, you take off your vest, and you do 35 calories on the C2 bike, 28 bar muscle ups, 24 burpee box jump overs, and you go across the line and you got 2 scores. So one with the vest, one without the vest. Why are they losing the vest halfway through? Why not just keep the vest?
I think they just don't want to hit the vest and they don't want it to get caught in the bar for bar muscle ups.
John, it's really nice of you to think about the athletes and their safety, but I think the right answer here is to preserve the intensity after you go really, really hard with a vest and you do a same rep scheme, way higher level gymnastics movement. Putting the vest on for 28 bar muscle ups would not do anything for the intensity. So taking that off, letting them both ski, bike erg, instead of ski, and then do the 28 bar muscle ups without the vest. I mean, when you look at this workout on paper, the first one, I think if you go too hot on the ski, you're going to bury yourself by the time you get to the burpee. But I think maintaining burpee pace, they've got an interesting setup where they do 3 burpees on 8 different plyo boxes. So there'll be a little bit of transition after every 3rd rep. I think still probably for most of these athletes, if you come off the ski in the lead, someone like Jason, someone like Roman, someone like James, I don't think 28 chest to bar is going to be enough to separate there. I think it's going to be either the initial ski or maybe the last few burpees.
Do people break it up more knowing that the muscle ups are coming in the second workout? Or
No,
no?
if you break up the chest to bar, you're in 20th place.
Okay.
I think you go into it thinking, I'm going to try to do it unbroken. Now, you can ski a little bit slower and do the chest to bar unbroken, or you can ski a little bit harder and have a break on the chest to bar and still get to the burpee at the same time. But I think that's going to be up to the athlete.
Don't read that comment,
to know.
John.
Why not use a echo bike instead of a? I know they're using an echo bike tomorrow, but like, why would they?
Because Concept are a partner of the CrossFit Games, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that they're implementing the bike erg. It's the first time they've ever done it in individual competition. They've only done it for teams and age groups before, and the bike erg's been around for forever. But it's interesting that the bike erg is placed where it is in this workout, because I think the only thing people care about is when I get to the 28 bar muscle ups, how many sets does it take me to get through them?
Yeah. Who are you looking at for this then? We'll start with the guys. Is it like, is it the machine? Like, do you look past Roman? Like you're saying, you're probably not going to get caught on the chest bar unless you break. So are you looking at someone like Roman or Dallin?
I think Roman's going to rip the first one to shreds.
Yeah.
I think Roman wins the first one. I feel good about it.
Does the vest change anything? Like, do you change your range of motion or anything with the vest than you would if you were on the skier? I mean,
I do think the vest helps the heavier athlete, whereas normally you would normally, you know, if it was legless rope climbs or something, right? Yeah, I think that dealing with the vest, especially like when it comes to the burpees, I think the bigger guys will bear it a little bit
change
better.
the machine or no?
I think it's
Everybody's in the same boat.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Roman, James, Jason, and Dallin. I don't know how you beat those guys in that workout. If you're
On the first part.
on the
for
first
sure.
part,
Yeah.
on the first part.
Yeah.
If you're
On
Colton,
event
and,
6, you mean?
yeah, if you're Colton and Austin, which and those are the two that come to mind when like high rep gymnastics. You can own you have to send the ski so hard to keep up with them, and if they have a 6 rep lead going into that, your range of motion's not going to make up 6 reps.
What I don't think is smart is for someone that knows they can separate a lot on event 7 to come out super aggressively on 6.
No.
You can't afford to just be like, I'll just take a bottom 10 and try to win it. I don't think any of the guys at the top have that mentality, but you have to know going into it that you're probably not holding the same ski paces as the bigger guys on the first
Will we
workout.
see a ringer 1, ringer 2 thing like James Newbury, where someone just comes out crazy hot on the first one, knowing that they're going to suffer on the second one?
I think we're more likely to see it on the 7th one.
Okay.
On event 7 than
I
event
agree.
6.
I
I think
agree.
they're taking
Someone will hold back.
Yeah, I
like
think they
Braun
take
on the
event
run,
6 easy.
go for a jog,
And then event 7, they're like, I'm going to go unbroken on those bar muscle
Yeah.
ups. I think it's somebody like Ty, and I know that's not his MO, right? To just send one event and not pace everything. But I think you're already going to be at a disadvantage on the ski. Why not just make it worth you can send it on event 7 and possibly win? Because he's not going to win an event unless it's something like this.
Any of the guys at the top end potentially unbothered with this workout, or are they all so capable that worst case they'll probably still be top 10 or whatever?
I mean, that first event, everything's going to be like seconds apart from each other.
What do you think about time? Because like when I look at this on paper, the first part, I think it's close to 1-to-1, like as in like mid 3s to 4 is probably where most guys finish.
Nate Ackerman was what, 335 or something like that?
350,
Yeah.
I think.
350. That's what I'm saying. I think for the best guys, that was on the first part. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Someone
maybe
repeat what
we
he
even
said,
see a little
'cause we
bit
can't
more
hear
than
him.
1-to-1.
So you think Roman can push 3?
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, that's going to be flying for sure. But I like that it's at least 1-to-1 rest so that you can really test the recoverability. And honestly, the slower you go, the less rest you get, which is cool.
It's pukey. People are asking what's on my shirt.
Do you wish they were skiing? I know it's a different event, but do you wish they were skiing on the second one too to hit that certain? Because like a biker, it's just going to hit you differently. You understand what I'm saying? You do the burpee, everything else the same except it's a harder gymnastic.
With the selection of the bike erg and the upper body focus on the first, I wish that the second part would have been a more leg dominant event in total.
No, me too.
They go like bike erg and then maybe they go pistol and then they go burpee box jump.
Did you notice though that Nate, when he got to the box, his legs just like weren't functioning? Like he went to shoot his legs back on the bike erg one, event 7. He went to shoot his legs back for the burpee and they just like got stuck on the ground and he was like kneeling down.
Which is interesting because he took him 2 sets on the bar muscle ups. It's not like he did those unbroken and then went,
The women then, who should we be looking at for the women? Who should we be looking at to
I
really
think
own
Olivia
this?
cursed at her in the first one.
Is that just because of size?
And
I wonder if it's a little bit different of a test for women and like the best upper body stamina women like Ariel. I wonder if she ends up doing really well in that.
I see for the women, it's what we said. We reverse what we said with the men. Like you could send it on the first one with the women and win, and then where the men, everybody's going unbroken. Does that make sense? Where
only the women will go unbroken?
And then I don't think all of them will.
Okay.
All right, and then
So you think maybe someone like Gracie on the first one?
Gracie,
with how good
Gracie
she
would
is
be a
at
great pick.
skier.
Yeah, Gracie. And only if they want to. Like if Olivia's like, I'm going to send the first one, then I think she could win it.
But then will she suffer in the second one?
Yes, 100%.
But she'd be okay until she gets off the bike, basically. Is that the logic? Like, because she's
Yeah,
tall.
I mean, she would get off the bike relatively quickly, but then like the 28 bar muscle ups with a weight, or not with 28 bar muscle ups. I mean, girls like Claudia Gluck or Fee, like they're all going to pass her up. Lydia Fish, even.
What's really cool to me when you talk about Gracie on this is that at Torian, the only workout that Tia lost was to Gracie on intervals with ski erg, dumbbell snatch, and burpee box jump over. And I mean, yeah, heavier dumbbell snatch isn't a chest to bar pull up, but it's like a pretty similar stimulus, which is pretty cool to see if she could beat her again.
Can you scroll up real quick, Caleb? I just want to look at.
Is there anybody up the top end that you think might struggle with this?
I think
Lydia with a weight vest, is that a
Potentially-
different test for her than it is for others, do you think? Or
I just in general on the first one, it's really interesting. Like the females have the same cows or different cows? Do they have 35 or is it like
Same
28?
cows.
Same
Same
cows.
cows.
Then I think that it does benefit the bigger, more powerful athlete. I do.
is there 7 minutes too?
I
Do
think
you
it's,
think will
correct.
people get capped on that, do you think? Early heats in the women?
Maybe event 7. That's
are they
the only
using
one I
are
can
they
see.
using a 20-inch? Looks like that they have a 20-inch out. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm trying to think of who I think would do great. I think Lucy Campbell is going to be great on event 7.
Yeah.
I-
She actually did really well, and it's quite a similar event at Marbella when she came back first, where she just curb stomped everyone. Now it's obviously not as good.
I
as
mean,
Fiona,
this
even
like
close.
as far especially on the first one, I think this is an awesome one for Lucy.
Interesting tidbit that I learned today. So I was talking to Rob Lawson, who's head of appeals. And you might remember in Texas and in Madison, when the athletes leave the floor, the appeals desk is directly outside the door. Now the appeals desk is all the way back at the warm-up area in the athlete area outside. And I said, like, oh, that's unusual that you're over here. And he goes, we wanted to give the athletes time to cool down. He's like, so what was happening was they were coming off the floor and being like, this is fucking bullshit. This happened, that happened, whatever. And he was like, now they have to walk all the way back over here. They have to sit with their thoughts. They have to talk it out with their coach, bit of back and forth. And then by the time they get to us, they're saying, I'd really like to appeal my score in that last workout, please. Instead of like, you fucking piece of shit. I hate Dave. I hate CrossFit. I'm not saying that that was actually happening, but it is smart. It's pretty smart.
We saw some debates happening out on the field during the teams. They were like really going at it about the squat snatches, like
Mhm.
multiple teams back to back to back.
Spiegel's team was sitting after it with the judge.
Well, they had a lot of thinking time before they complained. Which
No,
is,
they were complaining on the
which is
floor.
rude. Well, that's just dumb.
Yeah,
That's
there was a lane specifically on the squat snatch overhead squat complex that gave lots and lots of no reps for depth. So that was the same lane.
people are asking about Colton's rope. So he had a Benitez rope that just like unscrewed and the rope came out. He had a replacement rope, but it looked like one of those Rogue, what do you call it? SR
SR1s?
speed rope
One
or
of the
whatever,
red cables.
which are like not ideal for double under crossovers. Is that accurate? They're more for speed. And
They're
still-
just a faster speed rope. So unless you're really really comfortable with like using a fast rope, it's going to feel a lot different.
And I would say a skill like that, like if you practice with your Velitis rope over and over and over again,
Yeah.
then just having a brand new rope, like you're.
It's like when you
you're
do
at a
double unders with
disadvantage.
your own rope all the time, then you go to a gym and you're like, why
Yeah.
can I not do double unders anymore?
Yeah, when I was jumping with Bryson's rope earlier, I don't know if the people remember, but
We don't need to see it
the,
again.
You want me to pull that
No,
up?
that's good.
The
Okay.
first, I did within 3 jumps, I tripped, and then I got it right. So, like brand new rope.
Is that his fuck up? Should he have brought a second rope? Should he have had like 2 or 3? Is that like what's the
I
story
don't-
there?
I
Do you
feel like
blame,
that's
do you
just,
blame Colton or Velites?
I think that's just bad luck.
It's bad luck for Velites as the title or the equipment sponsor that the rope breaks. You can buy Velites skipping ropes. Absolutely.
It wasn't like the NorCal situation where like all of the plastic got melted on all the handles.
Scan the QR code in the top right above JR's beautiful face if you want to register for the online qualifiers. Go to biomasspeptides.com. Your hand is so pale, John. Go to biomasspeptides.com and you can get. Can't you get one that changes the melatonin levels in your skin?
Probably so.
You can try that, John. You can get 10% off you games. If you go to highgroundchips.com and use games25, you can save on there. If you go to Holy Balls and use games25, you can save on there. We've got such amazing partners. It's pretty crazy. High Ground Beef Chips. We go with that one.
I cracked the code. I pulled the 6 trays out of the kitchen dehydrator 18 months ago. I took all of the beef chips straight to Las Vegas, found my friends, forced them to eat beef chips. I got 100% positive feedback rate, and I knew from that moment that I had to bring this product to the market. Everything in the market is just confusing, diluted, and that's what made us make this product. 3 ingredients, no bullshit. Beef, garlic salt, red pepper flakes, that's it. Cutting through the noise and giving the customers what they want. A clean label with the most protein-dense nutrient snack that you can get on the market. The approach that we're taking is substituting the standard chips, the oil, the fried chips with these. It's a remarkably similar texture and feel and thickness, but you get all of the upside of the nutritional aspect of it, and you get the satiety of filling your stomach with something that's actually good for you.
Jay Vera made that video. If you want to launch your brand, you should look at medialaunch.io. Thank you to FitAid also, who gave us over some caffeinated drinks, which are much needed, and some rehydration electrolyte little sachet things. Biomaxpeptides.com if you want to save 10%. Use games. We are going to be back in about an hour, give or take. Give us some leeway. We
Which
have to
usually
pack
means
up
2.
and leave. Thank you, Caleb, for running the back end. Thank you, Garrett, for this morning. Thank you, Sevon, for trusting me with a headset. Thank you, John. Thank you, JR. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I will see you in around about somewhere between an hour and 90 minutes. We have to pack up all this shit and go home. But thank you. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Caleb. You can stop the show now, Caleb. Thank you.